Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see all of you here today. We have a long day ahead, so we want to start as early as possible, of course. For those who don't know me, my name is Ham. I publish magazines and make people famous and organize events like these. Okay, this event came about through sheer coincidence. It just so happened that the gentlemen who will be conducting the program today were traveling through the region. So we're very fortunate to have them here. Allow me to talk a bit about our main speaker. Yes, we have Mr. Mike Berry. Mike has a lot of experience working in advertising and marketing for many, many years. He lives in London and he's a digital marketing trainer and consultant for several British and international educational institutions. He is also the head of digital, he worked in Procter & Gamble, Wonderman, Euro RSCG, Draft FCB, and then head of digital for Europe, Middle East and America region at Jack Morton, which is an interpublic operation, and constantly lectures and consults with companies. What they have done is they have taken case studies, leading case studies, and managed to articulate them in a classroom style for you to understand. So basically, Mike is your teacher today, more than anything else. He will go through, because there's so much happening in this digital landscape that it can be a dilemma for a lot of people. But today, you'll have the opportunity for a hands-on guidance by Mike, who will go through the case studies with you, explain to you the results, so you have a very clear framework of how all this works. Now, we want to keep today's session as informal as possible. There are two microphones here, and I will probably be running around with microphone too. So if you want to ask a question, you can do so. That's the whole idea of the experience. Even though Mike will be talking to you about specific case studies, I can assure you he's an expert in many, many things beyond what he's going to be talking about. Small point, but important. He's an adjunct professor, I think in Malaysia we say Professor Madhya, of digital marketing at Hout International Business School. So he is a very practiced speaker. We also have with us the gentleman called Hando Sinaslu. Hando, please, Hando. And Mike, why don't you come in front and just show off yourself for a while. Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
This is Mike. That's Hando. Hando is, he comes from Estonia. Who knows where Estonia is? Very good.
Very good.
Estonia is next to Kylie's house, yes. Where is Estonia?
Well, Estonia is located in northeastern Europe. It's between Finland, Sweden and Russia. And in a digital world, Estonia is known as a home of Skype. We are the country where Skype comes from. So digitally we are bigger than in fact. So Estonia has less population than Kuala Lumpur, so it's really small.
It was very interesting because Hando has been Skyping me over the last few months and persistently. So we have finally managed to arrange for this to happen. They just finished a full day session in Jakarta and they leave this evening at 5:30 for Singapore where they're having another session and off they go. Hando has graduated from University of Ohio with an MBA in communications. He worked as a program director at a radio station. He likes to boast that he is a very good DJ. And publisher of the largest newspaper in Estonia. And he founded this whole program that you are experiencing today with all the research and all the videos with the winners and everything. He organized and consults for FE for many, many years. So I'm not going to go into the details, you all have them. I wanted to say thank you, Hando. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. I'm sure that everybody appreciates your presence. So we look forward to today. Thank you.
So now I have to speak. What shall I say? Well, it's really good to be here. It's my first time ever in Malaysia, so this is a very great privilege for me. It's great to be somewhere where you drive on the correct side of the road, to the left, and also where I can plug in my computer with no trouble. So many other people have these strange plugs. So as Ham said, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm a teacher today, so I hope maybe someone has brought me an apple, or maybe something more exotic like you have here, maybe guava or dragon fruit. We don't get many of them in London. Okay, well, it's really good to be here. The idea is we're going to take you through some case studies, and these are not, I'm not being a professor today, I'm telling you some real stuff, okay? This is real world, and it's what companies are doing at the moment. We've had a lot of access to them, they have given us interviews. This is stuff you can't see anywhere else, so I'm glad to be able to share it with you. And it's not just theory, it's also the practice. Okay, so we're claiming it's the best. How do you know what is the best? Well, everyone's opinion is different, but we've tried to go for the ones that illustrate something different, something interesting, and which have got some results which prove that they are successful. To be honest, in marketing, much as we love our creative colleagues, it's not fine art, is it? It's not painting the Sistine Chapel. You know, we like the creative guys, but on the other hand, it has to work. This is commercial art. We have to sell stuff. So everything we're going to show you today is designed to sell stuff. Okay, that's my theme for the day, selling stuff, okay? A bit about me, as Ham kindly said, I was a big disappointment to my parents. I did a mathematics degree from Imperial College and then a master's in industrial economics. So then I ended up selling soap powder. Ariel, Daz, Lenore. But of course P&G is a great brand and has some great brands, and I leave it on the resume because Americans think it's pretty cool. If I worked for P&G, maybe I was okay, so that's good. And then a load of agencies. You may know some of these agencies, mainly in Europe, but I did some international work as well. Young and Rubicam's digital agency, Wonderman. Also Euro RSCG, which is part of the French Havas group, ruled from Paris, very strong Paris leadership. And then I was the head of digital for the Europe, Middle East and African region for Jack Morton, which is Interpublic Experiential Network. Anyone work in experiential marketing? I can wait till you answer, it's okay. Okay, anyone even know what experiential marketing is? Okay, I'm going to try another question. Well, I don't know what it is either, and I worked there for 2 years. I think it's what they call live events these days. So it's like a posh name for live events, mainly big live events. So Jack Morton did the Athens Olympic Games opening and closing ceremonies. It's quite a big event, isn't it? Sorting out all those dancers and all that music and fireworks. And I was head of digital, so I was trying to get money for the iPhone app and the RFID near-field communications and the exciting database and the interactive application to register all the delegates. And they wanted more money for the dancers and the sound system and the gala dinner. So it was a bit of a conflict of cultures, but I had a very good time there. And these days I'm a trainer for a lot of different organizations. I have grey hair now, so it's all right to be a professor. If you work in an ad agency, you must always have very blonde hair or dark hair, but you must be young, okay? Whatever you do, be young in agencies. Anyone over 30, maybe you're losing your edge a little, you know? We know that's crazy, but fashion is important. So now I have to have patches on my sleeves. I can be a professor and maybe smoke a pipe. I'm working on that image. Okay, I'm a digital trainer and a consultant for a number of companies in the UK and internationally. I must admit I have a lot more fun. So good luck to you all. At one time or another I worked with all these clients, not all together, that would be too much. And you know a lot of them, some of them may be more European, more UK. I think you've heard of Samsung and probably Honda as well. These are great companies, great brands, and I think it's fair to say every one of them is now doing some digital marketing. And that's a change, you know, maybe 10 years ago people were saying we don't do that digital stuff. It's too small, not enough people are interested. We'll wait, we'll just stick to TV and print and posters. I don't think you can do that anymore. That's why you are here, and I hope that's a good decision to be here, because this is important. It's not the biggest thing in many cases. TV, press, outdoor, they're still the biggest. But it's growing, and that's the change. So we have to understand. The other thing to say is that I don't think any one of these clients is only doing digital. So maybe 10 years ago, Ham would get someone to come here and speak to you and say, forget all that old stuff, that's 20th century. Get with the program, it's all digital now, man. Don't worry with print, it's dead. I don't think print is dead, I don't think print is going to disappear. I just think it's adjusting, it's changing. So it's important to understand how all these techniques fit together with the stuff that we know already works. So that's what today is about. Okay, now please ask you to do some work now. Put your hands up if you are using in your business online display advertising. Come on, you can do it. Don't worry, I'm not going to pick on you. Everyone puts their hands up now. Okay. Okay, next, anyone using SEO? Search engine optimization. Okay, we're on a bit of a roll now. Everyone's putting their hands up. PPC. Ooh. Well, Google would like a few more to be using AdWords, please. They haven't got enough money yet. More AdWords. Okay, how about social media? Yeah, now please leave your hands up, you social media guys, if you can prove how successful your social media is. Oh, you put your hands down. Only Ham can measure his social media ROI. I think that's one of the problems at the moment. We think it's good, but we're not completely sure how much money we're making from it. That doesn't mean the CFO can tell you to stop. You know, we just have to work out how to measure it better. Okay, so about today, we have a lot of stuff, and we've got case histories from Monopoly, you may have heard of, Burger King, McDonald's, Tipex, I don't think you may not know that, a company you will definitely not know from the UK called Compare the Market. That's going to be a very strange one. I think you'll like that case study. And many more, lots of different stuff. And it's a flexible day, so if you talk a lot, I will talk less. That's the deal. But I would like you to talk a lot, please. And you know, if you listen to me for an hour, you might be fed up with me, so say things, okay? We would like it to be interactive. If you have questions, you can ask them any time. I may have to revise that policy if it gets out of control. But please, if I say something that makes you think of something, and you've got some experience from your business and you want to share it, please put your hand up. We have microphones, we'll come and talk to you. At the end of each case, we'd like a discussion. You know, like, do you think those guys are stupid, or what a brilliant idea, or why did they do that? I won't know all the answers, because I haven't personally worked on these cases, but I've met these people, Pando and I have interviewed them. We have some insights that we may be able to share with you. Okay, I'm going to have a panel discussion this afternoon about 3:30, so however much I talk, I will stop at 3:30, so that's the deal, okay? And Hannah said he will make me famous, so I'm counting on that. Okay, so we're going to start with search, we're going to talk then about social media, then a bit about email, and then we're going to move on to mobile, which is a big growth area, as we know, and then some integrated case histories. These are all real world, okay? This is what's really happening. Companies are spending their real dollars on this, and then ringgits and everything else. And these are real brands in the real world, and we hope they are the best. So that's the idea for today. Don't worry, we're going to have some coffee. We're going to have some Malaysian tea, some English tea. We're going to have lunch. It's going to be great, okay? Hang on in here. Okay. I'm very aware that when I travel, I've got to be sensitive to the culture. And it's great to be here, and I'm absorbing it and learning, and I love it. But it's also very important not to offend people. So we've got some offensive things later, but not too bad, I promise. I also understand it's okay to laugh at Americans. Is anyone American? You can admit it, it's all right. It's not your fault. Okay, they are our cousins, and in Europe, the UK is our only friend, so I have to be polite. But maybe we laugh a little bit, okay? That's the deal. Who is this man? Donald Rumsfeld. He used to be a big politician in the US. He was the Secretary of Defense. And he quoted Confucius. It's always dangerous for a non-Asian to start quoting Chinese philosophers. And also Japanese philosophers. Let me try and do his accent, okay? If you speak American, I apologize. As we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know, but at least they know about it, so that's the worst thing is this. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know. And that's really bad, isn't it? I don't think Confucius really said that. At least not literally. But I think he's trying to make a point. I'm not sure he made it very well. But I think it's good about digital. We don't even know what the next thing is. Who would have predicted 10 years ago there'd be something called Facebook that would be so powerful and so much of a thing in so many people's lives? It's changed the way we behave, and the way we think, and the way we communicate, and also the way we buy things. And that's a big change. And the next thing, we don't even know yet. In 2006, there was something called Twitter launched. Sorry, the Americans call it Twitter, but I'll be calling it Twitter with a T, just like Hugh Grant, because I'll speak like that. Okay, Twitter. Well, the thing about Twitter is no one really knew about it for the first 2 years. So already the next thing could be here. You know, maybe it's Foursquare, maybe it's GoWalla, maybe it's Quora, maybe it's something that I haven't heard of that was launched yesterday by 2 guys in Stanford University. But we've got to take a view of all this stuff, and we keep an eye on things that are new, but we don't jump into it straight away, because maybe it won't be the next big thing. But you know, that's part of the excitement of digital. This thing on the right of the slide is a bandwagon, and in England we have this expression, I'm sure you know, jumping on the bandwagon. So don't jump on the bandwagon. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's right. For instance, if you're looking at Twitter and you're a financial services company or pharmaceuticals, you can't suddenly make a tweet and just say something that comes into your head. It's very dangerous to say things that come into your head. So if I'm on Twitter, I only have 1 glass of wine. Okay, that's the limit. Then I sober up and I do it again the next day. But Twitter can be very dangerous. So if you're a bank or an insurance company and you start sending stuff out to people, the legal people will kill you and probably fire you. You know, you've got to be careful. You have to have compliance. Things have to be approved. If you're a drugs company and you see on Twitter someone says, I've got a terrible headache, you can't say, use Immigram from GSK. You're not allowed to do that. You know, you've got to go and see your doctor. You've got to consult properly. So there are rules. So maybe Twitter isn't for everyone. Maybe Facebook pages are not for everyone. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's right for your brand. You have to consider what are your objectives, what are your KPIs, what are you trying to achieve, and then say, okay, look at these media, look at these new platforms. Yeah, we know it's cool, the creative people love it, the agency is getting really excited about it, but is it right? Does it deserve a share of my budget? And hopefully today is showing you how some people have used these techniques successfully. They may not all be right for all of you, but the idea is to look at what's available. Okay. Now, I had some thoughts whether I should share this, but I'm going to say it really quickly, and if you are shocked by it, I'll just move on, okay? Avinash Kaushik is one of the world's leading experts on web analytics. He's a really clever guy, and this is a very unusual quote for him, but it's about social media. He said, social media is like teen sex. Everybody wants to do it, nobody knows how. When it's finally done, there's a surprise that it wasn't better. I'm not going to make any comment, but I think you can kind of see what he's saying here. A couple of years ago, there was a cartoon on YouTube called The Social Media Guru. It was basically a guy that went in and ripped people off and charged them loads of money, and no one really knew what it was about. But it was social media, baby, it was cool. And I saw this cartoon recently, which is the same sort of theme. A lot of companies are saying, hey, we need social media, how can we do it? We don't know anything about it, let's hire someone who's an expert. But of course, it's only been going about 2 years, so nobody can be an expert. Anyway, this guy's going for a job, okay? This woman on the left is the head of HR. Your resume says social media guru. What does that entail? I retweet other social media gurus. Okay, I see where he's going. Wow, that's the kind of skill we just can't get enough of. You're hired. Really? No, of course not.